Now, Ronan O'Gara, obviously you were a busy man yesterday with your day job. You've had a reflection on it. What do you think of that performance yesterday?
Fantastic. Not surprising though. I think the writing's been on the wall for plenty of months, and I think it's fantastic to see it's back where the Irish team should be with the quality of player we have.
In what sense?
I think it's very obvious. There's an air of confidence about this team that we mightn't have seen in the previous campaigns. Met the players probably before the first game. They looked very confident before the Scottish game, and watching them yesterday, I think their preparation breeds confidence, and when you're fully prepared as a professional, I think it gives them every chance to perform, and that's what they're doing. Like, they're competing with each other, and I think that's a great thing. They're not competing with the opposition.
You spotted something about how they targeted Mike Phillips yesterday.
I think probably the big difference between George's time and my time is the ruck. You look at the ruck now, what is happening, the ruck is a war zone in Ireland. They're dominating that. You just see here the back three, just the two carnies there, the fight from Brian O'Driscoll on his back, Peter O'Mahony in over the ball, impossible to move. Every single player, I think there's probably about 11 players that are really good in this area. Jamie Heaslip, before Welsh players trying to clear him out, impossible to shift, slows down the ball line speed. Same in this example here, low chop. Ireland are famed for their choke tackle, and now everyone is probably going low. The mix and variation from Les Kiss, which he's preaching throughout the week, is incredible. It's just controlled mayhem, knock on, release the pressure, and this epitomises everything good about Ireland. Paul O'Connell, 6'5", low. Peter O'Mahony over the ball, early momentum. Johnny Sexton clears the ball to the 22. Further on there, Warburton to his feet, Peter O'Mahony in over the ball, 4 Welsh players. Just look at the body language, look at Paul, Dave
and
Carney.
The reaction too.
Yeah, well, that, I think, speaks volumes.
That's the confident team you're talking about, isn't it?
I think they're playing like brothers, and that's great because it's a small country. There's only 3-4 professional teams here, and it's fantastic to see. You
ran into some of the guys last night, Brent Pope. They were in great form.
They were in great form, as was I. But no, the thing that's coming out of it, I think Ronan spoke about it last week, was coming out for me, even speaking to some of the players, is Joe Schmidt's attention to detail. I think it was appropriate after the match yesterday. He said, I'm plotting the path to England. The word plotting means that's exactly what he's doing. And I think the one thing that kind of seemed to upset Warren Gatland yesterday was he expected Joe Schmidt to play a certain way, which was maybe an expansive type of game plan that he has with Leinster. He suddenly didn't do that. Gatland was a bit tongue-in-cheek saying he kicked the leather off the ball. But, I mean, Johnny Sexton's game was so good in those conditions. It just means that Joe Schmidt really knows how to play. A couple of years ago, we looked at a team and said, how do Ireland discernibly play a game? And we were all asking for that. Now I think we're looking at a situation saying that Joe Schmidt plays it per game. Horses for courses. He brought Gordon Darcy back in to do a job, which he did magnificently. Yeah. So he sets out a stall how to beat teams with detail.
George, you saw England yesterday. What do you think? Well, 2 weeks' time at Twickenham, at home, in the cabbage patch.
First of all, you can't make any assessment of any team against Scotland. The differential now is so great that people are actually thinking that it's automatic that Italy are going to beat Scotland in the Stadio Olimpico. Just to go back to Ronan and his point about the ruck in his time and my time, the big change in the ruck today, and he alluded to it when he mentioned O'Mahony and Heaslip and so on, is these players assume extremely powerful positions, unshiftable, I think he said, but also it is incredibly dangerous because their heads are lower than their knees. Now, what this calls for, I think, is extraordinary bravery and courage in the search for the ball to take that physical risk. And I think Ireland do it better this season than I've ever seen them do.
You've won Triple Crowns at Twickenham. This team, in the state it's in and the mood it's in, arriving in there, will they find anything they haven't expected?
They will. England is a different kettle of fish.
Tell us about that.
It's 80,000. I think Lancaster has their team humming as well. I think they nearly blew France away. The speed at which they play the game, and I think they've really bought into a new culture in England. They've lost all their arrogance, and they're a very, very decent rugby team. I don't think they're as talented as us in the three quarters, but I think...
Big up front though, good pack.
Exactly, and as we know, that's where Test rugby is won, and Farrell will kick his goals. So you're away from home when they get the crowd involved. It's difficult, but our record there is fantastic, so confident.
Briefly, can we live with that pack, that English pack?
Oh, well, I think you can. Well, I proved yesterday that the Irish pack, and against the All Blacks, that the Irish pack on song can live with anybody. I think Ronan makes the point that that's where games are won and lost, and they will have to contain the English pack.